This is Dave Babbitt with Burke Equipment Company. We're about to get into part 4 of a Kubota SCL1000 walk-around, which is maintenance. This Kubota had a lot of features and a lot of information on it, so we really had to break it up into 4 different parts and an introduction. So hopefully you can go back and view the introduction, which is really just basic specs on the machine, just introducing the machine. Part 1 is operator comfort. Part 2 is the vertical lift boom arm. Part 3, track system. And we're about to get into part 4 with the maintenance. So let's get into the maintenance. Dave Babbitt with Burke Equipment Company. Okay, so in this segment, we're gonna go over the easy maintenance of the SCL1000, the maintenance features. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this machine up a little bit, just show you how to get to some of the filters and your basic maintenance items. So, well, let's see if it is easy. So what I'll do is I'll start the machine up first. I'm gonna lift the boom arms up. And there's a reason for that. Shut the machine down. And again, really important, I went over this in the segment before about your lift arm support. You've got to put the lift arm support in. You don't want to walk under this boom arm without it. So again, this curved section goes up in here. Now the lift arm support was located right here. This warning label will be on the outside, and this is actually properly how you put it back in. Just line the 2 holes up, push it in, and then use the 2 retention pins to put it back in. But we're just going to put this on. So I can feel safe. I'll grab my 2 pins and lock that in. So now you can feel comfortable opening up the hood. Now, one thing I didn't point out was this LED light. I don't know how I didn't point it out in a couple of the earlier segments, but the LED light, I mean, why would you not want a light on a machine that you're working with? There are a lot of times that you're out there, it's dusk, you're really trying to get things done, or maybe you start early in the morning, or maybe you're plowing snow. You want a built-in light, and this thing is bright. And it is just an on-off switch with a light button right at the control panel there. So I forgot about that, but there it is. But to get into your hood for these maintenance items, there is a latch right under here. And this will come up. Now you can see it just kind of comes up and it's nice and soft. It doesn't slam down. The reason for that is you have a gas shock in there. You don't have to worry about a rod holding it up or, you know, some type of linkage that holds it up. So again, you know, attention to detail, putting some money into this machine, Kubota, it's very well thought out. So you have that. One thing I noticed right away is the battery's easy to get to. You want to get to your battery, so they've made it really simple. There's a lot of machines out there you can't get to the battery. It's really tough. That's nice and open design. If I start over here and just kind of go one by one, my air filter is really easy to get to. And if I wanted to get in this machine a little bit more, these sides couldn't be any easier to pop off. So they just pop right off. And I can just lay them down next to the track. I'll go to the other side, pop the other side off, and gives me a little bit more room. And they just kind of sit right on these, you know, little grommet holders or whatever you like to call them, but they just sit right in there, and there are no latches or anything like that. And as we go down in here, we get to this heart of the machine right here. Now, we talked about it in the introductory video. This is a Kubota D902T engine, okay? D902, this engine's been out on the market for a long time. So it is reliable, it's durable. I mean, it has a reputation of just going and going and going, and it is a powerful engine. But what makes it even more powerful, it's a turbo. The T means turbo. So to make this machine, you know, as far as digging, lifting, you know, you're really relying off of the power source of this machine, which would be this engine. That turbo gives it an extra kick, and the travel speed. This is 4.9 miles per hour. It's the fastest machine in this segment, this 1,000-pound lift capacity segment, market segment. So the turbo, along with the durable engine, it's not like they're, you know, creating a new engine. So that, you know, that's going to be a lot of comfort for you when you're buying this machine. But as we look at the engine, the oil fill is really easy to get to. It's just right there, right at the top. The engine oil dipstick is right down in there. This is just a heat shield, that's all. It's just for the muffler. If you really want to take that off, it's just a couple bolts there, no big deal, just a couple nuts, and you can get that off. As we go towards the front of the machine, you can see you can get to the filters. So here's your hydraulic filter. Your fuel filter is right here. Your water separator is there. You get your hydraulic tank with a breather on it. So there's your filters. Now we'll get to the engine filter in a second. I love where it's located, actually. On your hydraulic tank, you have a sight glass. So you can see how, you know, the capacity, and if you need to go ahead and fill your hydraulic tank up. The fuel, it's almost 8 gallons. And this is one tank. It's not 2 tanks. It actually goes down. And I really like the fact that, and there are other machines that have the fuel tank up front. And that is nice, because if you ever get anything in the fuel tank or a crack in the fuel tank or anything like that, it's easy to replace. This is a big upgrade from a lot of other manufacturers that are out there. Yeah, they do have a plate that you can remove to get to certain items up front, let's say like the fuel tank, but this is really thick. I mean, this is heavy duty protective structure right here. And really it's just some 9/16 inch bolts to get it off if you need to, a matter of a minute, that's about it. But I really like the fact that they made this nice and heavy duty to protect the tank and any other components that are on the machine. So again, very easy to get to the filters, air filter, battery. You see your tanks are easy to get to. So for a small compact machine, we know they're a bear to work on, right? Because you're packing everything into a small compact machine, and Kubota's actually made it really easy right there. I'll point out the grease fittings again. They're recessed grease fittings that are easy to see. You know, you usually hit those about every 8 to 10 hours on the hour meter. Give it a couple shots of grease. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Now, where is the engine oil filter? Okay, so the engine oil filter, I kind of backed this bolt out just a little bit before, but the engine oil filter is right here. And first I was like, I don't know if I like it down there, but I do like it down there. And the reason, you can get in there. It's a little deep in there, and if anything, maybe it could have been out a little bit more, but I can get my whole hand around there. You can get a filter wrench around that, and you can get that out pretty easy. The other benefit of it being down low is when you're changing the engine oil filter, you're not having the oil drip all over the engine, the belt, any other components of the engine. It's down low. I mean, if anything, you're going to get a little on your track. You just power wash it off, no big deal. You have a little bit of an opening here, and you might think, well, this is really well protected. This is a big 1/4 inch steel bumper, so you can't get to that filter from the top. It's not going to be damaged at all. So I really do like where they put the filter. I thought that was going to be a flaw, but it's not. It's actually a benefit. So it's just this plate, just this one bolt, and that's it. Some other items that I think were pretty clever with this machine. We talked about this wraparound cushion for operator comfort. Underneath of that, if you look under here, there is a little knob. You got to kind of pull it, but it's under there. I'm not sure if we can get it with our camera, but trust me, it's there. And you pull that, and this goes down. Now this whole piece can actually come out. I hope I can lift that out if you want it to and come out. I'm just going to set it down here for now. And obviously your operator's manual goes in there, so that's easy to get to. And you can get to some of the components of the machine right here. You got some hoses, you got a coolant tank right there, and you got your controls, so your pilot controls, more hoses. that a tech could get to, that you could get to. Right, it looks a little tight, but Kubota did go a step further, and they did allow you to lift this compartment up. So that is pretty slick, right? All your hydraulic components are right there. You can get to your fuse boxes right there. Your controller is right over there. It's kind of the brains of the machine. But really, you can see where the controls are. So this would be your loader control. This would be your travel control right here. You know, any solenoids that would be there. Very easy for a tech or yourself to work on. And then they do have the plug-in, I believe, for the laptop as well, if they needed to get into that. So if it's easy for you to do, or if it's easy for the tech to do, that's less downtime. Less of a bill if you're bringing it into one of your Kubota dealers. So again, we've opened this machine up. We can see that it's nice and easy to maintain. And I've really, for a small machine, there's nothing that I can't get to that I need to get to that I can't get to. So I think they've done a fantastic job with it. So I think you're gonna be really happy with that. This is Dave Babbitt with Burke Equipment Company again. Hopefully you enjoyed the information that was in that video and you got enough information to decide whether the Kubota SCL1000 is the right choice for you. You can visit us at burkeequipment.com, visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and like us. You can also visit one of our Delaware tax-free stores in Delmar, Delaware, Felton, Delaware, and Newark, Delaware, or just give us a call. And be sure to view our playlist on YouTube for not only the SCL1000 video, but more videos to come. Thank you.